Most teams have bad games. Italy had a 101-point nightmare, but somehow, they also have the one result South Africa still can't forget. This is the brutal history of Italy versus the Springboks one glorious day, surrounded by decades of destruction. One game made Italy believe. The others, absolute nightmares. Italy have played the Springboks 15 times. They've only won once, and what happened the other 14 times was brutal. This is the story of Italy versus South Africa, and how one glorious. They got buried under a mountain of pain.
Florence really has been superb. The pace, unbelievable, and he might have done it himself, but not too greedy. Percy Montgomery, linesman confirming. Percy Montgomery over the line. Charles Murray could have just come a little closer, but anyway, probably the kick easy enough for the talents of Bram van Straten.
He was going to make sure that nothing went wrong there, I promise you. Charles Murray might not get that many opportunities to score test tries, and he says, I'm taking it, I'm not going to try and get any closer. Bram van Straten has kicked so accurately today, and 99-0 it is.
It was a massacre, a demolition so brutal it almost didn't look like international rugby. In 1999, South Africa put 101 points past Italy in Durban, 101-0. The Springboks didn't just win, they dismantled. They ran in 15 tries and didn't let Italy breathe. Every scrum was pain, every carry a punishment, and Italy had no answers. Not even a penalty on the board, but that wasn't the whole story. You could hear it in the crowd: laughter, disbelief, almost pity. The Springboks were in full throttle. It wasn't even their World Cup squad. And still, they moved like a machine. Fast hands, relentless breakdown pressure, backs moving like backs are meant to move. Italy got ragdolled. Literally, it was one of the worst defeats in Test history. The kind of result that lingers, that haunts, but Italy wouldn't forget. And one day, they would answer.
Guy, any money on them kicking a goal?
Right now, who knows? The honest truth. Yeah, they're going to go for post. I'm certain they'll go for post. The referee just said it's finished. No, they're not.
So there's a bit of question time for the Italians as to what they do. Giovanelli, he's a courageous man. Still they go. They want to try. They don't want to kick.
Stay at green.
Kitchenato.
Stay at green. Stay at fight.
Matzi, Luca Martin's little chip kick through. This is Montgomery. Referee says that was a knock-on. Is that going to be it? And that is it. 101-0. All sorts of records have been set here today in this absolute massacre by the Springboks of the Italians. There's our man of the match, Stefan Blanche. He's had an excellent game today, but really, it was a team effort from the Springboks. Record-breaking stuff. We're going to go back to the studio for a break, and then we'll be...
Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoy the content, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and leave a comment letting us know what you thought. Your support means the world to us here at Rugby Chopper, and we're committed to continuing. Fast forward to Florence, 2016. Same matchup, different energy. South Africa came in confident, maybe too confident. This was supposed to be a formality. Italy had never beaten them, not once in 13 meetings. But that day, the Springboks looked flat, disjointed, and Italy looked fired up. The crowd felt it, the team believed it, and what happened next would shock everyone.
Cuts inside, Canna. Drop goal attempt perhaps? And Italy have a penalty, which looks very, very uncertain. There's the kick by Canna, it's a good one. Italy in the lead again.
They pulled it off. Italy 20, South Africa 18. A seismic upset. The Springboks scored 2 tries. They led at half-time, but Italy kept clawing. Penalties and pressure and breakdown domination. They didn't fold under Springbok intensity. Force them to dig it. They chased every kick, hit every carry, and when the whistle blew, they had done it. One glorious day, but only one shame, man.
They are over. Italy have scored a try, and that will register a huge victory for them in Florence. It could well be Parisi.
Michael Fuso with the man in possession as he went over for that try, but finds himself over the line. Look at that surge from the Italian pack.
He can wait 90 seconds.
He knows what that means.
Yeah, if you wait, yeah. Yes, check for touch.
Well, there's a 3 or 4 legs in touch.
Okay.
The ball carries in amongst them. So
All
we
right.
need to check to make sure that it's not.
Did you get that, Peter? So any reason you can't award a try here now?
Any reason why you can't?
Yeah. Did you get that, Peter?
Yes, I got that, George.
Okay.
You're checking foot in touch by the ball carrier.
Thank you, yeah.
Okay, I'm bringing it up for you now. George, can you see the picture on the screen?
No. You have to tell me what you're seeing.
Okay, George. There's a boot on the touchline.
Yeah.
That is the boot of the ball carrier, number 4 blue.
Right, so it's touch.
So it's touch.
Disappointment around Florence.
2 meters.
Won by Italy. That should do it.
Time is yours.
Just need to get the ball into touch and it's all over. Italian rugby has a renaissance. They have beaten the Springboks in exceptional circumstances, and there is delight and relief in equal measure. Conor O'Shea said he would bring success to the Italian rugby team, and he has delivered.
The nightmare came back. In 2022, the Springboks returned. Different squad, different coach, but same intent. Smash them, dominate, and sadly humiliate. And they did exactly that. The final score was 63 versus 21. And it could have been more for sure, mate. The match was tight for maybe 30 minutes. Then South Africa flipped the switch, and Italy looked like ghosts again.
In the lead as we work towards the half-hour mark of this one. Not a popular call for the majority here at the Stadio Luigi Ferraris.
Thank you.
But great work from the set piece of the Springboks. And the hooker coming round. We mentioned the power that he possesses. That's a dozen tries now he's run in for his country. And yeah, a big 5-pointer as we now work towards half-time.
It was a strong driving maul platform that was set. Mbunambi breaking off and using that power to get close to the line and allowing him to place the ball over for a try.
Colby goes 3 from 4 and South Africa go into a 5-point lead now. Well, what a kick from Marnie Libbert.
I tell you, Italy were run over, around, through. Every time they tried to regroup, South Africa sent another wave. One break led to another. One missed tackle turned into 7 points. The Springboks were ruthless, clinical, no mercy. It looked like 1999 all over again, just with new names doing the damage. But it didn't start that way. For a brief moment, it looked like 2016 might repeat. Italy played fast, took early penalties, put South Africa on edge. They even scored first. And fans started whispering that it might happen again. But the Springboks didn't blink. They adjusted, tightened the screws. And from that point, it was lights out. Because the Springboks, don't forget, that 2016 loss still stings. It's the only blot on a near-perfect record. the one headline nobody talks about, but the players haven't let go. That day in Florence became fuel. And in 2022, the Springboks burned with it. The tackles were personal, the breakdowns were a message, and the scoreboard told the rest. But let's not pretend Italy didn't fight.
Entering the drive.
Penalty advantage.
Nicola Canone, another man who really hasn't stopped 16 tackles he's put in defence. Now trying to get something going in attack. Ivan Nema finding no way through. Zuliani and Smith just having a little contretemps off the ball.
You can have the line.
Just comparing notes on flanker play. But the advantage there.
Bump in the air.
For Italy.
Bump in the air. Hit him out. Compromise the ball setup.
They've got a second opportunity from his line out 5 meters from the Springbok line.
Zuliani's the target, but doesn't take it cleanly. Ivan Nema picks up the ball, and even Etzebeth at the same time. And as a consequence, Italy can't make the structure.
They always bring fire, even if it burns out fast, real fast. Italy's forwards love chaos. They disrupt and harass poor bastards, and when their backline gets space, they move. But against South Africa, space doesn't exist. The Springboks don't. Allow breathing room. They choke you with phases, and once the momentum goes their way, it is over. Still, they had that one day. That one shining day in Florence, where everything clicked. They probably had extra spaghetti bolognese or a kick of garlic, who knows. The crowd was electric. The energy was different. South Africa looked ordinary and Italy smelled blood. Every minute mattered. Every tackle was followed by crowd screaming. And for a country that's used to being written off, that win was gold. But history isn't written in one match. The truth is brutal. The Springboks have crushed Italy more. The scoreboard doesn't lie. 101 versus 0, 63 versus 21, 49 versus 3, 96 versus 17. They're obliterations, mate, and yet, that 120 versus 18 result in 2016 still holds weight. I'm scared for what's coming, seriously. The bomb squad is fired up.
Out to Khaleesi, on to Arendse, here's a 2-on-1, Capuzzo in 2 minds, Arendse's going for the hat-trick, is he? No! It's inside to Reinach, and a little bit of icing on a very tasty Springbok cake. What a score that is from the world champions. South Africa have rediscovered their mojo. A quite superb, stylish try.
So now, every time they meet, there's tension. Italy remembers glory. South Africa remembers shame. And every Springbok squad since has been sent out with one quiet command: never again. Because once, Italy stood tall. Once, they made the world gasp. But every other time, it's been a nightmare. Shame, man.
But what a try from their own 10-meter line.
But the game management to set it up down that right flank was superb, and then execution.
Pinpoint accuracy on the passing, running at the ball at pace.
Thank you, everyone.
The attacking structure, Khaleesi out there, and then the wonderful pass by Kurt Arendse.
Well, South Africa have sorted their momentum. They've rediscovered their mojo. They're heading to Twickenham for a repeat of the Rugby World Cup final of 2019. For the Azzurri, well, they say arrivederci to 2022 with renewed expectation, really, for the new year. A wonderful test match. South Africa, the victors, 9 tries to 2. They win this one, 63 points to 21.